Hello everybody, back here again for a vlog a day, and today is Thursday the 11th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, crazy snow coming through, just wicked cold, wind blowing, roads drifting shut, all the nine fun that you can have. So they're calling for a lot more snow tonight over to morning. So I had talked to my aunt. She'd agreed to run me up to Ottumwa, where I was going to hang out with my buddy and his dad for the day. And then I had my cousin's husband come to pick me up. And I was going to stay at their place in Pella, which is less than an hour from the airport, about 45 minutes to the airport, and way better than maybe 2.5 hours to the airport. On a good day, you had the snow and all stuff in from the farm. So I thought that'd work. So we got up. Originally we were supposed to go grocery shopping first in town, and then we were going to run up to Ottumwa, drop me off, and head back. And weren't really sure exactly. That's what I thought the plan was, which I was going to hopefully bump into a friend of mine who works at Hy-Vee. Hadn't seen her forever, so there'd be a chance to at least touch base and speak to her for a couple minutes. And probably while my aunt shopped, I'd just kind of hang around and talk to her, and then from there head on up. But aunt decided she wanted to go on up to Ottumwa straight instead of going to town shopping and do the shopping on the way home, which, hey, whatever works. So we got out of there. We left fairly early. Got out, was able to get up to Ottumwa. We took the rock road back through, which they had plowed at least once, so both directions. So a fairly decent road. It wasn't great, but it was not too bad. And she was just driving super slow because she didn't want to crash, and don't blame her. So, and she took her car instead of the Escape, which doesn't have studded snow tires on it, but don't think she needed it. The roads weren't that bad, like I said. So got there, dropped me off at my buddy's house, and from there she headed back. I think she went back to like Blacksburg, Unionville area, instead of going all the way through Ottumwa, which she thought about doing the grocery shopping in Ottumwa and whatnot, and hitting a couple other stores up there that normally, she don't hit that often. But she said no, she just wanted to get back home. So she headed back home, got her grocery shopping done, headed back to the house. And I hung around. When I got to my buddy's house, he was out running errands, even though he said he wasn't going to be out anywhere. And his dad was still sleeping because I was up there so early. So I went in the house, dropped my stuff off, and then changed into my running gear. Went and got my run in. So I took my run out there on the highway by his house. It was super cold, just grossly cold. So I got my run in, got back from my run, went in, got my shower. I was already out of my shower, and I headed out to the smoke shack, started smoking myself a cigar, and my buddy got home after that. So eventually we were actually downstairs hanging out, talking to him and stuff before he headed out to smoke a cigar. I heard his dad moving around finally, so his dad was up and around, and we all went out to the cigar shack, smoked some cigars, hung out there for a while, and just kind of chilled out for the day. I'd planned to have my cousin's husband come over, and he was going to, as soon as he picked the kids up from school, he was going to head my way to get me, and that way we get back home before it's too late and whatnot. So it was already going to be dark by the time we got there, but better than driving both ways in the dark. So he got to my place, it was still sunny, and then going back, he noticed his roads a lot better when he gets closer to home. So going back in the dark wasn't nearly as bad. So, but yeah, he came pick me up, talked to my buddy, told him goodbye and stuff, told him thanks for hosting me and picking me up at the airport and all that kind of stuff. Also, I had delivered a bunch of guns. I had a bunch of guns that I don't know, shotguns and whatnot, and pistols and other things stuff, and dropped them all off to him. I said, figure out what they're worth, sell them, whatever. I don't care, keep them. I don't care if you do them. So I couldn't bring them back home in the plane. I wasn't gonna deal with all that hassle and that crap. And they're guns that I had from childhood now, but bring back a lot of shitty memories. I just didn't have a real great childhood, so wasn't really super I guess stoked on having them. So I don't care what happens to them at this point. Really, they're out of my care and they're out of my concern, so don't really give a damn. So went ahead, said hell that, and got rid of those. And then we got back up. We were heading up towards Pella, where my cousin lives, and he asked, I said, hey, if you guys want, I'll pay for Pizza Ranch, because I hadn't eaten a Pizza Ranch in a few years, and I like Pizza Ranch. So we were going, my cousin actually had to work that evening, so he goes, you want to go home first or you want to go eat first? I said, dude, if it's on the way, we can stop and eat. If you want to eat later, because that's what we usually eat, we can go home first. And he said, let's go home first. So we actually made it there before my cousin headed off to work. So I was like, no big deal. That worked out good. I got to see her for a few minutes, not very long, but we hung out there. And the plan was she'd get off work in the morning. I'd probably have a good hour, maybe two, hang out with her before we had to head to the airport kind of thing. So I was like, no problem. And then after she took off for work, like moments later after she left for work, I got a call from my wife saying my flight for tomorrow is canceled. So I'm like, what? So she starts calling around, and I said, get me on any flight as soon as I can, get out of here. This cold weather and stuff is absolutely the pits, and this is ridiculous. So, and considering the fact that they're canceling a flight for tomorrow, that the storm hasn't even got here yet, it kind of annoyed me. So went ahead and said hold it. She started fighting around trying to find me a flight, and really wasn't having much luck. Found another one through Frontier. We were on Allegiant. Found me a flight on Frontier that leaves at 10:51 a.m. tomorrow instead of 2:47 p.m. tomorrow. So I was like, hey, whatever works. And I asked George, I said, hey, can you get me there in the morning? He said, yeah, with the weather coming in, they've already canceled school, so kids are off. I'll just take the day off of work, and basically I'll be able to run you up there, and we'll deal with them. I said, sounds great. But at that point, I wasn't going to see my cousin. So thank goodness we came home, got to see her for a minute before she headed off to work, and got a hug and that before she left. And since I won't see her tomorrow, so one of the things that does suck is I'm going up tomorrow. I won't be able to get my Tenderloin because they won't be open. I came in on Sunday, the place was closed. I'm leaving before they open tomorrow, so not gonna get my Tenderloin. But that's what we had there. We headed down to Pizza Ranch, ended up knocking out the buffet, pretty good buffet. My aunt had said the one at Thelma they stopped going to because they had taken a bunch of stuff off the menu and changed a lot of stuff, and they weren't happy with it. So I was excited to see they still had potatoes and stuff. So that's one of the things I really enjoyed, and cactus bread and whatnot. So yeah, we knocked that out. That was a pretty good meal, like $55 for the four of us, which it's not the end of the world, but it's not cheap either, really. So, but we knocked it out. I got back to the house. Kids showed me a bunch of their Legos and stuff they had and they made and whatnot. We kind of hung around a little bit. Kids finally headed off to bed. We went down the basement, and George and I just bullshitted for a few hours, just talking about all kinds of stuff. He showed me he has a 2-story garage. It's actually kind of cool. The main garage up top has a concrete floor, and then underneath it, it's got a big steel beam, and there's another 2-car garage with only a single door, but a 2-car garage down in the basement that's more of a workshop area that opens up to the backyard. It's like a half basement, like a burnt basement type setup. So it's pretty cool setup. I was like, dude, that's pretty sweet. So first time I've been seeing this house, which they got like 5 acres of stuff, so it's a nice little place out there. So pretty cool there. Went ahead, finally ended up crashing out for the night, and basically trying to get some sleep before my flight tomorrow, and hoping the plane actually gets to be able to take off, because there's a good chance the next flight I've got to Monday, and I got stuff I got to get back for. I got another dog coming tomorrow that it's going to be a bit more of a pain in the butt. I want to be there with, and then we have appointments Saturday in Orlando for some testing and stuff we got to do that I need to be back for as well. So yeah, hopefully I can get out tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.